I think one of the best pieces of advice I got is I asked one of our directing instructors, what is a daily practice for a director? Because musicians do scales every day. Actors do breathing exercises, vocal exercises. What do directors do? Because I had this writing teacher that said that you can't replicate lucky. You have to have a process and a way of working, because if you are thinking about end products, you're living in fantasy land. And he just talked about how there's access. If you can hit the level, if you can execute good work, there is access for you. And I thought about, how does one get to producing good work, quote unquote good work? And he just emphasized how every time you do something, it's not about doing a project, that you're developing a way of working. And so when I asked him about this, he said, as a director, you have to really pay attention to your emotions, how you feel when things are happening, keeping a daily journal, and keeping record of your process. And I just realized just how complicated emotions are, and relationships, and how things aren't all good or all bad. And the other thing on top of that is, how do you find a way to express those feelings, thoughts, or ideas in your work? Because it's not really interesting to do a breakup story per se, but you have to really investigate, why does it hurt? I mean, because so many of these things are really about ourselves, and we make them about other people. And there isn't, a lot of people I think don't take the time to do self-discovery, because we're in this rush, we're in this race, and it's really a marathon. Because I had this incredible lecture at school where we looked at all the masters. We looked at the beginning works of Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, and Alan Payne. And then we put it all in a timeline. Sometimes there was 5 years, sometimes there was 15 years. And you saw a nugget of who that person was when they first started. I mean, some of the stuff really was not great, but you're like, oh, I totally see Quentin's love for dialogue here. Or I see Alan Payne's disdain for people that really aren't that smart, But then if you look at Sideways or some of these works later on, you really developed a perspective, a way of looking at the world. And it's not something that can come overnight. And to just want to make a film or to want to be famous is not enough. It's not enough to get you through all the weeks and months and everything to to get to the end. So when I was talking about being honest with yourself, why do I want, it's just like acting. Why do I want to tell this story? Why does it have to be now? Why am I connected with it? And am I going to be afraid to say that? Am I going to be afraid that, to say that I really wish that we were back together again? I wish I could tell you that I miss you. Why is that bad? So yeah, I guess that's a lot of what I'm saying. And even now when I'm talking to you, the little voice in my head is come on, Evita, it's really personal. But then I'm like, you know what? This is what it is. And if you don't want to do it, then you can go home.